What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1951 movie Alice in Wonderland. So in this movie, Alice follows a rabbit down its rabbit hole, and it turns out that she ends up in a magical land called Wonderland, where she meets all kinds of different characters and stuff, such as Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, and many more, and she gets into all kinds of quirky situations, and it all comes to a big confrontation with the Queen of Hearts and her playing card guards and stuff. This movie is really crazy. It has a lot of really weird characters and weird things in it that just make it really kind of trippy and stuff, but this movie is a blast. I've always loved this version of Alice in Wonderland. It's been one of my favorite movies ever since I was a kid. I was obsessed with this movie for a while as a kid and everything. I just find Alice to be a really lovable character, and I've always really liked her quite a bit, and Catherine Beaumont does her voice, and she would later go on to do the voice of Wendy and Peter Pan. And I think she's a really good voice actress, and I thought she did a really good job as the voice of Alice, and she just brought a lot of life to the character, and just made her all that more lovable and everything. And you got all kinds of other memorable characters in here. Like I said, you got the Cheshire Cat, the Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the White Rabbit, the Mad Hatter, and I can't remember what the rabbit's name is that he hangs out with, and then of course you got the villain of the movie, the Queen of Hearts, who is one of those villains that I don't really like. I've never really liked the Queen of Hearts, but it's because she's not really a likable character. She's not supposed to be and everything, and she gets on my nerves because the way she's always yelling and stuff. I just don't really care for her. She's not a very good likable villain and everything, but I will say she is one of the better Disney villains and stuff, because she's not likable. She does her job right, so I'll say that. But the songs in here are pretty good. None of them are like super standout songs, but I enjoy all of them. I kind of had nostalgia for some of the songs in this movie, because I used to watch this one all the time as a kid and everything, so they're memorable enough to me because of that. But if you are watching it for the first time, you probably aren't going to remember the songs as well. They're not like the most memorable. Nothing totally stood out as far as the songs go, except for maybe the very Merry Unbirthday song that they sing during the scene with the Mad Hatter and stuff. But my favorite part of the movie is probably the Tale of the Curious Oysters, when Tweedledee and Tweedledum at the beginning of the movie. I don't know why, but I just really like that part of the story and everything. I always felt really bad for the oysters and everything, but I've always just loved that scene. It's so dark and everything. Even as a kid, I thought it was dark and kind of out there and stuff, but I've always enjoyed that scene and everything. But this movie is a lot of fun, and it feels like it's made up in different it's kind of episodic, like she gets into one situation, and as soon as she gets out of it, she gets into another one and everything. It's kind of episodic, but it's entertaining throughout the whole thing, and it's only an hour and 15 minutes, so it always flies by and everything. And I just really enjoy this one for its characters and its weirdness. It has a really good weirdness to it and everything, and it makes it a lot of fun to watch, especially if you smoke some weed and stuff while watching it. It's a lot of fun. But this movie is really enjoyable. It has a great voice cast and everything, especially Catherine Beaumont as Alice. I think she was just amazing as a character. But everybody else, Sterling Holloway is the Cheshire Cat, and Edwin is the Mad Hatter. They're both great too and everything, and everybody else is great in their roles and everything. And the animation is really gorgeous. It holds up really well. Still some of the best animation from Disney at that time period, and I really like this movie quite a bit. It's one of my favorite. Like I said, it's one of my favorite Disney movies. It has been since I was a kid. I have a lot of nostalgia for it and a lot of love for it. So I'd say I'd give Alice in Wonderland a 9 out of 10. It's really enjoyable and a really fun movie. It doesn't have the biggest plot or story or anything, but for what it is, it's just a fun little adventure movie that's kind of trippy at times and has a lot of memorable characters. My favorite, aside from Alice being the caterpillar, though, he's probably my favorite character. I just love how, like, he's kind of a jerk and stuff, but he's just kind of funny, and kind of his "who are you" thing that he does over and over again just cracks me up and everything. I've always loved that scene, and like the scene when he turns into the butterfly and he tells her to eat the mushrooms and stuff, and she's like, "What am I supposed to be eating?" And he's like, "The mushrooms, of course." The way he yells at her and gets in her face and stuff, it always cracks me up for some reason. And this just has some really fun moments, and it's just a really fun movie. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Alice in Wonderland, the animated Disney version from the 50s. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.